All right. Hello, church. How are you? My name's Cody. I'm the head of product here at TouchPoint. Thanks for clicking on our video here. I'm joined by my good friend and our head of consulting, Andrew Triplett, who you probably know and love already. And
Hello, everybody.
we wanted to introduce kind of a theme for the month of February, and that is engagement. We know that you guys are probably already neck deep in preparation for Easter services and all the programming and systems and processes and decisions that go along with that. So we wanted to try to kind of come alongside and see if there's anything that we can do to add value or help as you guys are making those preparations in your day in and day out on that kind of mad dash towards Easter and Resurrection Sunday. So Andrew, you've got years of experience, not just in TouchPoint, but with the church in general. So what kind of guidelines or advice would you give as our beloved church partners are getting ready for that day?
Yeah, when it comes to Easter, I think the primary focus, as we all know, is typically on our guests. Obviously, you're going to have a lot of people who are attending who they're part of the congregation. We know them, we love them, and they're attending regularly. But now we have this great opportunity to reach people who maybe this is the only time that they attend throughout the entire year. They come on Easter,
Right.
they come on Sunday, and so this is kind of our shot. So, what I really think helps is some kind of preparation that leads up to Easter. Whether that might be like a registration form. A lot of people, especially those that maybe they're a little timid and they're not sure about what to expect at church. They're going to go to your website first. They're going to check things out and say, what time is the service? What do I need to do? What about the kiddos? Do I need to drop them off? And so having some kind of a registration form that is there, set up, ready for them to go and click on and get through it. One thing that we've done at TouchPoint, as you know very well, Cody, you had a big hand in this, is the new reg form features that just make it really, really easy for people to register, not only themselves, but then also kids. There's conditional logic built into those forms where, if I say I have a 2-year-old child, well, now I have questions that are pertinent to a 2-year-old. Allergies, possible medications, all those things I think go a really long way to making parents feel like, hey, we're on top of things. We've done this before. And then not only that, but through that conditional logic and through the features on that form, they say, I have a 2-year-old. Well, now we're going to put them into an involvement that has the other 2-year-olds. So when they show up on Sunday, ready to check in, it's a smooth process. They come, they're in the database, the child is in the appropriate involvement, they check in, and off they go. And that really makes them feel valued, makes them feel seen, and also adds a layer of expertise to your team. So that you're just reinforcing, hey, we love you, and we've done this before.
Yeah, credibility and
Right.
and sort of trust. So would you do like a plan your visit type of approach to kind of get people from the public website and sort of into that registration form, or like what sort of motivates people to fill out that form?
Yeah, I think that terminology, plan your visit, is a great way to get that on the radar, so that people, again, it's kind of, they know what they're getting into, and that's the primary reason that someone would be coming to your website. One thing that we talk about a lot is your website. That's the billboard to the world, and then your mobile app is more geared towards people who are bought in. If you kind of think about the apps that are on your phone right now, the apps that are on your phone are associated to entities or businesses that you're frequenting a lot. So can you put things like this into your mobile app? Of course. There's really no reason not to. But before someone downloads the app, they're more likely to go to that website before they decide, am I in or not? Am I affiliated with this or not?
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so once we have all these registrations, you mentioned, setting up that conditional logic. You mentioned, maybe having some automation to put the kiddos into their appropriate involvements and make that real seamless. We have all this information on all these guests. So the weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks after Easter, what have you seen be really effective at, using that information that people have shared with the church to reach out and sort of invite them and welcome them into the family of the church?
Yeah. So, in my experience, a lot of churches are really good at that part of it, at collecting that data. And I think TouchPoint has a lot of really unique, creative ways to go grab that data. One of the things, what we've talked about so far, those are things sort of prior to Easter, but then even on the day of, even during the service, utilizing something like a reply word to send them to another registration form where they can fill out the information. Because, a lot of those people, not everyone's going to do the plan your visit scenario. Some people, they're just going to show up. And so again, another opportunity to get their data into the database. And it's nice to kind of incentivize that. My church says they'll have like guest central set up where you can go and meet some members of the staff. There's kind of a guest bag that they get. So some kind of an incentive to sort of drive that and get those details, get that information. But, there again, once we have that data, what are we going to do with it? It's, just there's no sense in collecting that data, of having that data, if we're not then going to affect ministry. And so within TouchPoint, there's a lot of great ways to do that. Among those, probably the most popular is, of course, the process builder, having a process set up in advance of Easter. And if this is something that you're interested in, now's a good time to kind of start that process, because Easter's going to be here before you know it. You want to make sure that those processes are dialed in, working the way that you expect them to, and kind of know what's going to happen. So simple processes. I like to say, just kind of keep it simple. We have someone who attended on Sunday, and they texted the word Easter to the phone number that you provided. That sends them back a link to a registration that they go fill in. And then on that form, I think it's a really good idea to have some sort of question along the lines of, I'm a first-time guest, I'm a returning guest, I'm a member at a different church, so on and so forth. And then based on that information, you can do some really creative things with processes. You can have a process that reflects every single one of those, from the simple, hey, I'm a member, therefore you're going to get a text message on Monday morning that says, so glad you attended, thank you for being here on Easter Sunday, to I'm a first-time guest. Well, now they're going to get a text message as well with an appropriate message of, we're so glad that you worshiped with us, and a task that's going to our young adults pastor, so that the young adult pastor can maybe go make a visit, or assign that to another member of his or her team to go follow up with those individuals and take them from being a first-time guest to now a full-fledged member of our church, or maybe even volunteering in the church, and so on and so forth. So Easter is such a great opportunity to do things like that, because I think there is a little bit more of an expectation from the individual who's attending that this is a special Sunday. This isn't just some, this isn't some Sunday in the dog days of summer, in July. This is a big deal, a holy day on our calendar.
Yeah, and all the work that goes into the systems and processes, the registration form, the process bill, all of that. If one person at your church comes to saving faith in Jesus Christ, it's all totally worth it. Of course it is. And our hope and prayer is that there's more than one that join our family of believers. So if any of you guys that are still watching this could use some help with any of those systems and processes, could use a guide in the journey, then consulting is a great way to do that. We have some kind of new approaches to consulting that are exciting. So sort of a subscription model to take that implementation experience and carry it through the life of your church, and different needs that you have along the way with, maybe staff turnover or whatever the case might be, and help you kind of navigate those waters and be such a trusted asset and resource for you guys. So email consulting@touchpointsoftware.com if you're even remotely interested. And I know Andrew and Sarah and Mike and them would love the opportunity to get to know you and work with you and help guide you on that journey. So Andrew, it's always a pleasure to talk with you, brother.
Always fun, my friend.
All right, thanks everybody. Thanks for watching. Have a great day today.
Thanks, y'all.